What's good, YouTube? This is your homeboy Red and Yoshi here. There's another episode of Let's Play Persona 3 FES. Now, before we dive straight into Tartarus, let's look at some of Elizabeth's requests. Because we only have a few days left to finish them. Blah. Okay, so we have these two requests that we need to take, so I'm actually going to what is this? Beetle shell. I have no idea what you are. Okay, this one, I'm going to drop one of my requests just because I need to make room for a different one. Remember that when you drop requests, that it does cost money to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the retrieve a beetle shell request, because defeating that enemy will not give me that item if I don't take that there. So now we'll leave. We have a few things that we need to find. So real quick, before we actually start scaling the floors of Tartarus, I would like to show you that by going into System, you can go and check your quests. So, we can now just take a look at everything. Just wanted to show that off really fast. And now, we're good to go. So, okay, maybe I'll run into the grave beetles on floor 15. Maybe I will get lucky. So we're actually pretty close to the end of this block of Tartarus, I think. Because Tartarus is split into a lot of different sections, and once you get to certain points in a section, there'll be just a wall in your way that you cannot surpass. So I think we're actually getting very close to the first one of those walls. Yep, we're actually very close. I think this might be like the last floor before that. So, let's just fight an enemy. You are not a grave beetle.
2 enemies detected. Strike first.
So, these guys are weak to Agi, if I remember correctly.
One
yep.
more.
Also, we're very strong right now. We're not at an amazing point right now, but we're strong enough that we don't have to deal with stuff.
A complete victory. Great job.
Hey, look, a Nekomata. Something I don't need. So I'll just grab a wand and get the experience boost. I really hate the wand sometimes because it never gives me an adequate experience boost. It gives me like this little rinky-dink crappy one. And bam. Should be another play advantage.
3 enemies detected. They appear distressed.
One shot this guy, and I think those 2 smaller guys are to Bufu, I want to say.
Roger.
Oh,
We'll attempt to analyze the
I have not analyzed these guys before. Sorry, this is Bufu. Good enough. No cadenza. Bufu. Yep.
Another enemy defeated.
Yep, there with the Bufu. And they go down.
You have the potential to grow even stronger.
And look, another Upsars. Okay, that's going to get annoying if that keeps happening. One thing about exploring Tartarus is you do find money in Tartarus, so you really want to kind of take advantage of that when you can. Okay, this one actually should be a great beetle. And yes, it is.
1 enemy detected. Strike first.
You're weak to Gara?
Use
Yes, you
guard
are.
skill.
I think. Damn it, Angel had Gara, and I fused Angel away. Crap. Okay, that's fine. I will switch to Arimatama.
1 enemy remains.
And I'll Racunda you. Yeah, no, the names of the spells in this game get really silly the further in you get sometimes. So,
Here's our chance.
in my attempt to explain the names of abilities. So I've already told you about all the offensive abilities, but now there are the defensive abilities. There are the DS spells, which are all healing spells. There are the Recarum spells, which those are like lives in Final, like the life spell in Final Fantasy. There is what's the other thing? Oh look, a distressed enemy. Just kill it. Kill him. Stop moving. Thank you. Okay, jeez. Okay, now then there are the stat adjusting spells. There's a total of 4 of them I can think of off the top of my head. I might be missing one. Oh, excuse me. I will acknowledge that that's wholly possible. The stat adjusting spells, there's the Kajas and the Kundas. The Kaja spells, they affect you and your allies, while the Kundas will affect your opponents. Which, that is something really weird to get used to. Like, just looking at the endings of the words, like this Kaja and Kunda. And then, like, depending on what the prefix in it is what it does. So there's Raku, Taru, Deku, and Saku that I can think of off the top of my head. With Sakukaja changing your hit evasion, Rakukaja affecting defense, and Tarukaja affecting offense. There's also Dekunda. Let's return, because we actually want to turn in a couple of these quests to Elizabeth. What was I saying? Oh, there's Dekunda and Dekaja, and those basically will remove stat bonuses to your opponent and stat penalties on your allies, which are very, very useful to have. But we get 12,000 yen from Elizabeth, which is quite nice to have. So let us accept this request because we've already gotten it finished. Just look at some of her requests again. We still have the Paulownia Mall one. We could run through some more of the of Tartarus trying to find that, but I really don't feel like it. At least not right now. So I'm gonna just leave it as is. And we honestly have no more reason to be in Tartarus right now. Like, trying to grind levels off these enemies isn't going to be very effective. It's just going to be a tedious and long event. So, I'm actually going to save and leave Tartarus. Now, the actual reason for me coming to Tartarus this night is because coming to Tartarus at certain nights will actually manipulate things that happen, like nighttime events. So, there's actually a nighttime event coming up that will be a better moment for me to explain this, so I'll just wait for that event. And today is Children's Day. So, once again, we have the day off. So, what I'm going to do is, we're going to head out. And today we're actually going to hang out with the Hierophant again. Because there's nothing else that we can do. But, before we do that, there's actually something that I almost forgot to do. So, what I would like to do is... wait for it. I want to head to the Paulownia Mall. And why, you ask? Because it's kind of a silly thing to be doing. We're gonna go to the Velvet Room. Now, it's weird. We're heading to the Velvet Room. We really don't have anything to do here, right? Well, we can go on a date with Elizabeth.
Ah, yes. An intimate encounter with one of your world's rarities. This must be a fountain. It makes sport of water, well known to all to be the foundation of life. How wicked! It's rumored that its enchanting nature grants wishes to those who sacrifice a few coins. Is that so? Is it possible that the worth of the coins wasn't sufficient to pique the fountain spirit's interest? Fortunately, I anticipated this and brought a good supply of coins. 2,000 of your 500 yen coins, to be exact. I shall make an opening bid to the fountain spirit of 1 million yen. I was so caught up in the excitement of tossing in coins that I hadn't given my wish any thought. This won't do. I shall give it more careful consideration before I return here in the near future. What is this facility here? There are some stern-faced gentlemen inside. And these photographs displayed so prominently. Most wanted. Reward. Am I correct in thinking of these as your version of my subjugation requests? What do they use as proof that the target has been subjugated? If they truly parallel my requests, do they require a piece of the body? My interest is piqued. This edifice over here. It can't be. Is this a club? Dancers, dictated by the sway of one's inner passions. A subterranean garden of uninhibited spectacle. Oh, no. It's not closed for business now, is it? Such a pity. I had hoped to join in on the wild ritual. Ooh, that was quite satisfying. But I'm overwhelmed. Everything looks so new and inviting. Everywhere I look, something catches the eye. If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could recommend our next activity. Karaoke, is that? The place where one can challenge even professional singers at the touch of a button. It seems the time has come to show you my hidden talents. Ah, excuse me. Would you mind waiting for a moment? I wasn't aware that there was a fountain on this side as well. Yet another fountain on the opposite side. I see. So this place is host to a trinity of fountain spirits. I apologize for the wait. Let us continue. Thank you for the invaluable experiences you've shared with me today. I consider this mission fully accomplished. This may sound forward, but I'd like to accompany you again sometime.
And that was the first of the Elizabeth date requests. There are several of these that we will encounter throughout the game. And yeah, as you can see, she's quite ridiculous. Although, to be fair, Elizabeth is technically not from our world, so she doesn't understand the simple things about how our world works. But it's going to make for quite a few hilarious events in the future. But for now, let us not worry about it. So also, completing the Elizabeth date request gives us the ability to fuse certain personas. These personas typically aren't fusible. Like, you can have the personas in your persona deck to fuse them, but the game will not let you fuse them unless you've completed the corresponding Elizabeth request. So that's just something you need to keep in mind. As well as the fact that always remember that Elizabeth's requests do not take up any of your time. So it's like, as you saw, I came in at daytime, and it's still daytime. It did absolutely nothing. Real quick, I want to head to the pharmacy, because I just want to see if they have a muscle drink here, so I can just give it to Elizabeth and get that quest out of the way. And that they do, yes. I just wanted to really just get this done with, since I was here. And then once I give this to Elizabeth, we can go and actually go to the bookstore and hang out with the hermit. I need to stop calling it a hermit. Just go and do the bookstore social link. There we go. That's better. It sounds much less insulting. So as a reward, we get revival beads, which are far more useful than muscle drinks. Now, for Elizabeth's request, we have a total of 2 requests remaining. One requires us to explore Tartarus. The other one, we need specific personas to do. It said you had to perform the fusion spell Jack Brothers. Okay, so we need 2 personas with Jack in their name. I really wonder what those might be. Hopefully we'll encounter those in the future, though. Is there anything else I want to do before I leave here? Actually, yes. I actually want to check out this store. This is basically a jewelry store, and every character has a... what's it called? They have an accessory slot. So, this here we can buy items for this accessory slot. I'm just going to buy the life ring from my main protagonist. And I'm not going to worry about the rest of them because they really aren't that good. I like the life ring because it gives us a large chunk of health in addition to what we already have. So it's like we have 400 health, we gain a bonus 40 health. And that's pretty damn nice if you ask me. So now we are at Iwatodai Station. There we go. I can't believe I had so much trouble reading that, but that's beside the point. So now let's go see what's going on here. Enter the bookstore.
up, dude?
That was one interesting bit of information to find out, but hopefully those two will be alright. So what I'll do now is I will save. And next episode we will go out at night and see what else we can do before we head out for our next day, which I believe this is the last day of Golden Week, so this will be our last day off from school. So I'll see you guys next episode. Peace, peace, and deuce, deuce. See ya.